I'm just gonna warn you. You better be careful who you do this on. This will make any man become obsessed with you if you do it on the right guy. I'm just giving you guys a warning, because what might end up happening is that the same man you wanted, because he was so distant from you, you might end up losing respect for you because of how much he'll be chasing you. That's right. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So be careful who you do this on, because the effects of this on the guy can last a lifetime. You wanna know why? They've done it on me as well. All right? And let's find out how this is done. When I talk about how to hypnotize a guy to loving you, I'm not talking about how to use a little pendulum and make him look at you and make him like speak to him and whisper to him sweet nothing. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about hypnotism is this. Hypnotism is all about making you relax, narrowing the scope of your vision so that you can focus on one stimuli. If you become relaxed, your focus increases and you become susceptible to suggestion. But what this is all about in regards to falling in love is all about hypnotizing him, where he'll focus exclusively on your voice. He'll forget every other woman that exists, and you become the primary focus of his life. Because the problem is that naturally, when a guy has a lot of options, it's a lot harder to stick with one woman. Scientifically, it's proven, and even it just makes a lot of sense. But when a man has an average amount of options, when there's a guy that women want, but not as much as every other woman, like a random dude, not Leonardo DiCaprio, not the star from the football team. I mean a guy who just naturally is a normal dude. When you apply this to one of those guys, it will work. To some degree, it will work. But this does not work if that dude has options all the fucking time. The reason why this doesn't work is because what we're gonna be teaching you is how to create anxiety, how to make him anxious to hear from you, how to make him anxious to talk to you. But when he has other women in the peripheral, right, and he doesn't know you too well, his anxieties will not be relieved by you. It'll be relieved by every other woman. You see, this might make you guys not want to do this, because when I tell you this, you want a guy who has a limited amount of options. Simple as that. That's the kind of guy this will work with. Average, normal dudes. He could be good looking, but because good looking guys still struggle with women, but do not get the guys who have 20 women waiting for them down the block. You see, that's how you set yourself up for failure. So if this is the kind of guy that you have, then this is the right video for you. And let's begin this. You see, what we want to be able to do is change his inner voice and exchange it with your inner voice. It's change his inner image wherein he cannot see himself without you being in the picture, Now that is a very intense process, but generally, that's the goal. And the way to do that is to give him the illusion of competition. Make him feel that there are other men threatening to take you. Make him feel the presence of other men. Because by simply doing that, this will raise your value and make yourself more alluring. The first step is very simple. You first wanna make him feel like he has a chance with you, right? You first want to get his attention first, right? And the way you do that is by giving him a few looks here and there. Let's say you guys are in class together, right? You give him a look, or let's say you guys are on social media. You give him a like. Very simple stuff. All we're doing is that we want to let him know, I like you. Why? We're not gonna make the first move though. We're not gonna make the first move, because what we want him to do is to make the first move. Under no circumstance, ladies and gentlemen, are you gonna make the first move? Are these guys gonna jump me right now? This is Harlem people. Under no circumstance are you going to make the first move. Because as soon as you make the first move, you reveal your cards and you literally destroy any anxieties that you could have triggered. Because guys know this, women show interest, but they easily lose interest the next day. So even though you're showing interest, every single guy deep down is gonna assume you're gonna lose interest eventually, because it's happened in the past. It's okay if you show a guy interest. It's okay if you, with your actions, show him that you like him simply to get him to chase. You do not verbalize that you like him. You can tell other people, but you do not directly tell him that you like him. If you're in a relationship with him, it's okay. Right? You could show him the love that you have. You could keep showing him interest. You could massage him. You could do everything. You know, what's up? Interrupting me. And that's how it is, right? You first want to make him feel like he likes you, right? After you get his interest, you want him to chase after you, right? And so for at least a month or so, you're going to create a pattern. When I mean a pattern, I mean this. You're going to get him used to a way of behaving. You're gonna text him often. You're gonna literally make him think that, oh wow, this girl likes me. And the reason why is this: we're testing whether or not you and him are compatibly in love. right? Because if he cannot handle the fact that you're that you're texting him at a decent time, you're texting him fast, you're liking all of his photos. The reason why you want to do that is because you want him to have a false sense of security. You want him to feel like, man, I got this bitch in my hand. That's what guys think, people, okay? So don't get offended. He's gonna think, man, I have this girl in my, bye client, bye. You want him to feel like he has you. Because sometimes when we do that, it's almost like when our parents are alive, we take them for granted. But because we're taking them for granted, when they die, it hurts extra because we took them for granted. You see what I'm saying? As long as he initiated the contacting, the number, the calling, like all that sort of stuff, then you could take it a step further and say, and call them and text them and say, hey, you're pretty good at that. You know, like, be a sweet person. Be nice. Show him that you like him. So that then you could just switch up that pattern and show him the other side of your personality. Because what we want to do is to make him feel like he has you here, and then from one day to the other, it goes down here. Humans do not like that kind of change. That kind of change replicates nature. Where nature strikes, everything changes in an instant. It's not like people where it changes gradually. This is instantaneous kind of change. So by doing that, this shakes him off his boots, and it makes him more susceptible to your control, right? And now we're gonna be talking about breaking the pattern. Now, one of the most important factors in all of this is you gotta put them in a sexually competitive state. And I made a lot of videos about this, but a quick summary is all about just mentioning other guys in your life. When you like the guy, you like to let him know that he is all yours, that he has nothing to worry about, that he has you completely. But that has a paradoxical effect. It makes him calm. It makes him complacent. It makes him take advantage of you in the sense that he doesn't really appreciate you. So what you want to do is make him feel like he's the one that pulled you away from the other guys. So just talk about how you have a personal trainer. Talk about how you take salsa classes. Talk about how one of your best friends is a guy. Talk about your celebrity crush that looks the complete opposite of how he looks. What you want to do is get other men in his head. Like, make him feel like you have more guy friends than female friends. Make him feel like you get along with men more than women. And why? Because it raises your value naturally. In the midst of you making him confident, in the midst of you making him feel like he has you, in the midst of him feeling like you're the one that's chasing, you're lowering his guard. But when you mention other guys in your life, when you mention that you study with one of your male friends, it is an insecure part of them that's starting to slowly arise, and that you will trigger when you break this pattern. Okay, so we created the pattern. We got him to feel like he has you. We got him to feel like he has some control over you because you're showing interest. You're texting, you're responding fast, you're liking his photos, you're doing everything that says the guy that you like. I promise you, he's taking you for granted right now. This is when the fun begins. Corona. You're gonna stop all that. Now, prior to stopping all of it, you're gonna let him know that you're busy. You're gonna let him know that you got shit to do. You're gonna let him know, hey baby, this week, I'm gonna be busy with work and all that sort of stuff. Or better yet, don't even tell him. Tell him once he begins to ask you why you suddenly pulled away. And the reason why he's gonna tell you is because usually guys value when you like their photos. Guys value when you follow them on Instagram. Guys value when you consistently comment on their photos. Only they start valuing it once you take it away, right? So you're just gonna take that all the way. You're gonna break the pattern. You're gonna break the pattern of your behavior. He thought he was gonna be able to predict you. Boy, you can't predict my ass. I'm unpredictable. I'm pulling away right now. So prior to completely pulling away, you wanna cancel on a date. Let's just say that you plan to pull away on Monday and it's Saturday. What you're gonna do is schedule a date on Monday, and on the day of, prior to that Monday, you're gonna stop liking the photos. You're gonna stop contacting him. You're gonna stop doing all the things you used to do. So that when the Monday comes, he's like, oh my God, this chick has me completely cold. What the fuck is gonna happen? And then on that Monday, you're gonna say, hey, I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it. And you're not gonna make up another date. You're just gonna say you won't be able to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has happened to me. This is completely devastating to a guy. This completely destroys a guy's confidence. And this has happened to you. But the key is set the pattern and then slowly Know when you're gonna pull away, right? Set up a date for that date, and once you set up that date, on that week of, slowly pull away. Stop contacting him, stop liking the photos. He's gonna notice, because you'll notice he'll start posting more photos. You'll notice he'll start doing things to get your attention. And that's the second step. After this, you do this. So now you have him thinking of you. He is not sure what's gonna happen after this. And the reason why I say this is because we all know what's gonna happen. Naturally, we assume what's gonna happen. Why? Because it's happened to every one of us. This is the natural progression when relationships are about to die. You slowly distance yourself. And when you slowly distance yourself, you all of a sudden become a figment of the guy's imagination. He can't fully grasp you with his hands, so his mind will begin to try to relive those good moments, right? And when you do that, he begins to hypnotize himself. He begins to create little fantasies about you, how great the relationship was. He'll begin to convince himself of the great times that you had. But the key to this is that you gotta be willing to let him suffer a little bit. In fact, if you really wanna go deep, if you really wanna stab him in the heart and just move that knife around, you wanna break up with him. And now look, most people will not do this, but if you really wanna see how good this works, do it on a guy that you don't have that many emotions for, and watch what happens. Just as a test drive, so that when it comes down to the guy that you really like, he becomes fully in love with you. But this is the thing though, this is high risk, high reward. Some people will not deal with this. And that's why you gotta assess the kind of guy that you have. And if you think that he has low tolerance for this kind of bullshit, I would recommend you keep that distance for at least a week. I would recommend that you keep that distance for at least a week, and you repeat the process from time to time. You repeat that process, because that's what he wants you to do. He wants to desire you. He wants to feel like he has something that's unique and special. And this is how you give that to him. You just pull away, and that's how it's done. And then when you return to him, you'll notice something. His interest will have risen. He'll begin to see you with different eyes. He'll begin to just look at you like that. He'll want to do more to you. He'll want to take you out more. He'll want to call you more. He'll want to conversate with you more. But if you want to keep that control, don't validate him. If you want to keep that control the way you look at him. Don't look at him with those eyes. From time to time, like, you want to give him that love, and then you want to take it away. You want to give him those looks, and then when you're away, you want to be completely indifferent. This is traumatizing. This is fucked up. This is playing with a man's emotions, but this is a warning. As long as he is not a verbally abusive person, as long as he's not a physically violent person, you could do this and you could get away with this. Just make sure that you don't do this on people who are physically violent. Don't do that. It will backfire on you. You might get hurt. Only do this on guys that are not violent. You know what I'm saying? And why do I know this works? Man, I've taught this pattern to many of my clients. To the monthly clients that I have coach in a pocket clients where you go coach, where I could coach you for a whole month, me and you individually. Those clients that I teach this to, as long as a guy has some interest, I am telling you, it becomes a fucking wildfire. But the key is to be willing to do this, because sometimes you feel so much love for the person and you don't want to hurt them. Like a little bird, like a baby bird that you don't want to hurt. Fuck that bird. Stab that shit, right? Because when you do that, it shows him your shadow side. Just like in the last video that I made, which you can see over here, right? When you show him the pain that losing you could be, man, that dude is gonna have a hard time forgetting you. I can promise you. When you inflict pain on a guy, he will fall in love with you. No one who you don't love is able to inflict pain on you. Only the people who you love and care about are able to inflict pain on your ass. All right, Mindful Gang, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction, man. I want to see the Mindful Gang on the description, on the comments down below. And don't forget, if you want to sign up for coaching and you want to sign up for the monthly coaching, just go to the website and you'll get information. You can talk to me, all right? Anyways, to all my Patreon supporters, thank you very much. You can see your name right here to all the Patreon supporters who support me. And let's keep going now. We want to get to 100 by the end of the week. Peace out, my friends. Deuces.
Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't you love to have exclusive videos that I don't post on YouTube? Wouldn't you love to be able to ask me any question and I make a video based on that? Wouldn't you love to have exclusive courses, exclusive seminars that I'll be posting on Patreon from time to time? and I will not be posting on YouTube. Wouldn't you like to know about that? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I want you guys to check out my new Patreon account, Mindful Attraction. Become part of the Mindful Gang. Become part of the movement, wherein I will be teaching you guys some dark psychological tactics, obviously, which is what makes me unique, to be quite honest with you. But also, I'll be answering a lot of your questions. These videos are based on the live streams that I'll be having. I'll be posting these kind of videos. I'll be posting full live streams and the audio version of it so that you could download it yourself. Right? As you can see, these videos are not on YouTube, and nor will they ever be on YouTube, because this is only for the exclusive Patreon gang. That's right, for the Patreon gang, ladies and gentlemen, right? So there are a few tiers for this. One, you got the freeloader, no more. In general, you become a Patreon gang. All right, you become a Patreon gang by just donating $1, right? After that, you get the purposeful gang, right, where you get exclusive access to all of the video, right? And after that, you got the mindful gang, ladies and gentlemen, where I'll put your name as credits in every one of my videos and access to all the videos, right? After that, you got the like a boss, where not only do you get my gratitude, not only do you get access to the video and credits, but also you get to ask one question, people. Okay, you get to ask one question per month, right? And I'll make a video based on it, and I'll thank you and pray for you. First of all, I'll pray for everybody. Okay, I pray. I'm not putting prayer as something that you gotta pay for. All right, the Lord would not be happy if I did that. After that, you become the mindful master, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the mindful master. And in that, I'll personally draw a portrait of you. That's right, people. A portrait of you. If you want to see how my portraits look like, you'll see it right now. I'll personally draw a portrait of you, right? And I'll send it to you, okay? Now, all of this is for people who want to support the channel. For people who one day this channel will close one day. I'm not gonna lie, people. YouTube will one day close this channel. But this is for people who want to support it, who want to become part of the movement, who wanna learn about people who get manipulated, who want to avoid manipulation, who want to get that guided chase. No matter who you are, there's a video for you in here. All right. Now go in there. I'll see you inside. Send me a message. I'll read it and I'll respond to you. Okay. See you guys inside. Bye bye.